Hello. Welcome, friends who are on Zoom. My name is Nicole Carter. I'm the Mindfulness Coordinator at Wellness here at Berkshire Health Systems. I'm so happy and thrilled to be joined by Alex Sabo, Director of Medical Education here for the community. And we're going to have a really just great, lovely conversation checking in about our yoga practice and how that can support our health and well-being right now. So, Alex, I'd love to ask you just a couple of questions to start. And the first is, what brought you to your yoga practice?
I would say that it actually began with marathon canoe racing, that I did that for about 20 years, which is actually quite similar to yoga in a certain way. There are breathing techniques, there's a lot of witnessing, there's a kind of keeping focus, and importance of deep relaxation as part of it. And that was one set of events. And then Stephen Cope, who was the head of the Institute of Extraordinary Living at Kripalu, called me up to ask if we might do some research together. And we decided upon doing a comparison of mindfulness-based stress reduction against Kripalu yoga to reduce stress and help healthcare providers and prevent burnout. So that was kind of a project. And in that project, I organized a test group of people at BMC who'd be trained in the Kripalu method. So the teachers from Kripalu could get to know some of the BMC culture. And in that process, I realized how much I liked yoga and had a natural kinship with it, and started taking maybe 3 to 5 classes a week from BKC, Berkshire Kripalu Community Yoga. And after I did that for a while, and after the research piece was done, we continued the research, and we continued offering classes. And I realized I had better get trained up myself, because one never knows what happens to the budgets at BMC. And so I wanted to be able to, learn yoga even at a deeper level myself and maybe share it with others. So that's kind of my path.
Yeah. And it sounds like that, there was a passion behind it, but then also it evolved into how you can integrate it with your work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is really inspiring to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And, looking back on your yoga practice and thinking back to a piece of your past where, as we know, we're all going through challenges right now and working together to support each other. How did yoga influence moving through that and navigating your way through? Could you talk about an experience like that?
There's many experiences. I would say that the way I use my yoga the most, probably 3 different ways. One way is that I do a lot of hiking, paddling, swimming, bike riding, things like that. Whenever I do those things, I like to use certain postures to kind of realign my body afterwards. And it makes my body just feel much better. And I'm able to integrate the other workouts, which kind of change the way my body feels. So that's a very fundamental way I use it. Another way I use it is that I experience a lot of intensity in my job, and I realize that there's a lot of stress that comes to me in a day. And if I awaken at 3 or 4 in the morning and I'm thinking about things, I'll often have set up a mat and I go out and do some postures and then follow that with meditation, and it puts me into a very calm state. So I use it to integrate daily experience, that kind of thing. And then sort of another piece to it is, how do I use it to sort of explore the depths of my psyche? As a psychiatrist, I'd always studied my dreams and sort of communication that comes through dream life. And the meditation aspect of yoga creates another way of witnessing my experience that allows me to integrate my relationship to things bigger than I am, to let's say transcendent experience. How is my small self part of a bigger world, a bigger self, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, that trifecta, that support that you're getting through the integration for work,
Mhm.
also the physical body, and then, the mental awareness. And, as a fellow yogi, we're searching for that higher self
Mhm.
and that enlightenment. So I can really hear that shining through. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good. I also have used it with patients, run groups with patients where we do some breathing, some mindfulness practice, some gentle movement, and patients have responded very well to it. And it offers them a kind of way to comfort themselves that's non-pharmacologic and very effective. Yeah.
Right. And it's wonderful to hear that your yoga practice has influenced your work in that capacity, and you're constantly working to work with your patients and your coworkers to achieve that. And I think that's really important to share right now as we're moving into the fall season and into winter, and a little bit of unknowns that we're experiencing. And last question, Alex, before we do a little demo. What would be your advice? What would you share to a person with a little bit of ambivalence towards starting a yoga practice? If, ambivalence on the physical side or even the mental side.
I mean, anybody who's possibly interested, I would say do it. It's really valuable. I would encourage you to find perhaps a teacher that you like, that you resonate with, and go to some classes. I mean, the four elements of yoga, as I see it, are breathing, breath practice, a mindfulness practice, asanas or postures, and deep relaxation. And once you begin to get a feel for those four things, you can do little bits of it yourself, a few minutes each day, and do some of it, on your own when you have little moments to do that, and others in maybe several classes a week of an hour or so. And you begin to kind of get the feel of it and make it your own. So that's what I would suggest.
Yeah, it's really great to hear that, you're leading people into meeting their body where it's at and just starting slow, and also the value of finding someone that speaks to you with their practice. Thank you. So we're going to shift into a little bit of demo right now into perhaps your favorite poses and what you'd like to share with our audience. So I would love to just switch and have you all.
Sure.
Alex will go to the mat, and I'm going to shift over here. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us for Mindful Tools for Living. I'm going to shift over here. All right.
So I'll share with you right now, about right here, a little practice that you could do in your office that would start with a kind of loosening up. I always start my practice with some breathing and some meditation or some mindfulness. So start that way. I'd ask you if you have in your office a block or a book, something that's about like this thick. These are nice little things. You can sit on them. You can use them as props. You might locate those. And we'll start in mountain pose. So in mountain pose, the feet, the ankles are underneath the hips. They're at hip width. And you could splay your toes out and then bring them together so that the outsides are parallel. That'll bring your femur bone right into the hip socket. Press down into the ball mound of the big toe and into the heel. And feel yourself root down into your carpet or your floor, or if you have a mat, into that. So root down through the ball bone of the big toe and the heel to feel yourself anchor. Then lift the arch up. So you're pressing down and lifting up. Find your femur bone, bone in the upper thigh, press it to the outside. This begins to set up a mountain base. Imagine a balloon in your belly, and then just inhale down into that balloon. And as you do, lift the shoulders up, back, and release down, let out a sigh. Inhale down into the balloon, shoulders rise up, back, release down. Try that one more time. Inhale and shoulders up, back, and release down. And just sweep the arms side to side for a moment and release with a ha sound. Ha, ha. Just let go of anything you don't need. Ha. And then bring yourself back to stillness. As you come to stillness, if you like, close your eyes or cast a downward gaze and begin to pair your awareness with your breath. Begin to notice the inhale and the exhale. You might even say to yourself, I inhale as I breathe in. I know that I am breathing in. As I breathe out, I know I am breathing out. And as you keep your awareness on this air moving in and out, and you're being right here in this moment, grow the breath by taking a deeper inhale and a longer and slower exhale. Let each successive breath grow upon the one before. And notice the way that the air, as it comes into your lungs, goes down to the bottom like water fills a glass. Bottom of the lungs, near the belly first. And as the breath goes deeper, middle rib area expands. And then finally, at the end of the deep inhale, the collarbones rise toward the sky, toward the ceiling. Take a pause at the top of the inhale. And on the exhale, notice the way the air leaves top of lungs, middle rib, belly. At the bottom of the exhale, when the air leaves down by the belly, invite your belly button to press towards your spine and release a little more air. This is three-part breath, Dirga Pranayama. It's a way to calm yourself, begin healing process. As you get into this deep three-part breathing, your ability to witness experience rises. So call on this ability to witness with curiosity, no judgment, no need to change a thing. Witness your physical body right now. What am I experiencing in my physical body? Shift your witness to your emotions. What am I feeling right now? Am I anxious? Am I interested? Am I sad? Am I angry? Whatever you're experiencing in your emotional body, just notice that. With curiosity, no judgment, no need to change it. And then shift your witness to your mind itself. And just notice, what thought am I it's okay. Notice it. And then return your awareness to the breath forward, in and out. Slide your hands to your hips. And begin to make small circles at the hips. And notice anything you can in your hips, your back, whatever you feel, just witness it. Be curious. Find a pause point, circle the other way. Notice if it's any different as you move this body of yours in just a different motion. Bring yourself to stillness. Step your feet wider than your shoulders and point the toes out at 45 degrees. Check that your knees are tracted straight over the toes. And when you do, let your glutes, your butt, drop over your heels and your hands come onto your thighs like a center fielder in a baseball game. On an inhale, drop the belly, let the chest rise and the gaze rises towards ceiling, back arches. On an exhale, chin tucks into chest and back rounds like a cat. Inhale, belly drops, chest rises. Exhale, round like a cat. Inhale, belly drops, chest rises. Exhale, round. Inhale, flow upward. On the exhale, let the right shoulder drop toward the left knee. Come into a gentle twist. Find your breath. Press down into both heels. And as you press down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, left shoulder drops toward right knee. Pause there for a moment. Inhale back to center point. Come back into the center fielder position, pressing down into both heels. Inhale, rise up into a 5-pointed star. Exhale, let the glutes drop over the heels. Inhale, bring the shoulder blades to meet behind you. Exhale, elbows meet in front. Inhale, shoulder blades meet behind. Exhale, elbows meet. Take a breath in. On the exhale, send blessings out to your yoga mates on Zoom. On the inhale, receive their blessings back. Exhale, send yours out. Inhale, receive. Walk the fingers to the top of the head. Backs of hands touch. Let the fingers point towards sky. Press down into the heels, rise up. Exhale, hands behind. Interlace fingers behind you. Press down, chest rises, back arches. Find your 3-part breath. Take a deep inhale. Bend the knees slightly and bend forward, hinging at the hips. Wide stance, yoga mudra. Bend the knees, press down into the heels. Inhale, rise up. Step to the top of your mat for a moment. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your right foot back at leg's length and drop the heel. Check that the feet are dropped, the ankles are hip width, railroad track distance. Right foot is inverted 45 degrees. Turn your torso to the top of the mat and the left knee tracks straight over the left toes. You're now in a stance for Virabhadrasana 1, warrior. Press down into the heels. Feel yourself root for balance. Pressing down into the heels. Inhale the arms overhead. Pressing down into the heels. Exhale. Fold out over the extended thigh. Pressing down into the heels. Inhale to rise. And try this rooting into the earth. And then using your breath to fold on the exhale and to rise on the inhale. Next time you're in the upright position, pause. Warrior 1 posture. Strength, balance, confidence. Let the forearms drop onto the left thigh. Turn the rear heel to face the back of the room and raise the heel. And just rest in this pose. Let the balance of ease and effort rise in your body. Notice where you feel sensation building. Send breath to sensation. Notice where you can relax and just allow your body to relax. Breathe and witness. Let the right knee drop to the earth. Rise up with a sigh. Extend the left leg long and take your blocks or your books if you have them. Left leg extends out front, foot is flexed. Press down into the left heel and down into the right knee. And as you root into the earth, inhale your ribs toward sky, arms rise. Exhale, fold out over the left thigh. Use your blocks or your books to find just the right amount of stretch in the back of the left body, the lower left leg. Be kind to yourself. Back off from the edge of the stretch. Breathe and notice. Slide your left heel underneath the left knee. Bring the block back inside. Now you have your two blocks of your books in front of you. Your left hand sweeps inside the left leg and walk your hands down toward your forearms onto the blocks. You have an inner thigh stretch in each leg. Just notice the edge of that. Be kind to yourself. Less is more. Just breathe and notice. Walk your hands back. Bring the left knee under the left hip and let the knees point out at 45 degrees. The feet touch behind you. Drop your glutes or your butt down towards your heels. Slide the hands forward into a wide knee child pose. Head goes down to the earth. It could go onto a block if that feels good, or a book. And breathe into the low back. The child pose is a resting pose. Sway the hips side to side. Breathe into the low back. Slide the hands back under the shoulders. If child pose doesn't feel exactly right, there's another way to rest the low back, and that would be to keep the hips high. Slide the hands forward, coming down into a puppy pose. Breathe into the low back and just let go. Slide the hands back under the shoulders. Extend the left leg long behind you. Sweep it forward between the hands. Curl the rear toes. Press up and walk the right foot to meet the left. You're now in a bent knee, forward fold, swinging like an elephant. Pause. Press down into both feet. Inhale to rise up. Hands meet overhead. Hands come down the midline. Notice what you feel. Compare one side of your body to the other. There's no difference. There's no right answer. It's just you breathing, noticing. Hands come to the hips. Step the left leg back, or leg flank. Drop the heel, 45 degrees. Check for hip width, railroad track stance. The right knee is tracking straight over the right toes. Turn the torso to face the top of your mat. Press down into both heels. Pressing down into both heels, feel yourself root. Then inhale to rise up. Rooting down. Exhale. Fold out over the thigh. Pressing down into both heels. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold. Try it on your own. See how your body does this. You're rooted to the earth. Your breath raises you and lowers you. The next time you're in the upright position, pause. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Breathe and witness. Forearms drop onto the right thigh. The left heel turns toward the back of the room. The heel rises up. Press down into the right heel and down into the left, creating a long line of energy from the left heel right through the leg, up the spine and up the ground. Breathe and notice. Where am I making effort? Send breath there. Where can I let go? Just breathe and release. Left knee lowers to the earth. Let out a sigh. Just witness, what am I experiencing right now? Extend the right leg long and flex the foot. Find your props if you have them. Your book or your block. The right foot's flexed. Press down into right heel, down into left knee. Inhale creates length as the ribs rise towards sky. Arms rise towards sky too. Exhale, hinge so the torso folds over the right thigh. Find the right amount of stretch in the back of the right leg in the low back and back off just a little bit. Breathe and notice. What do I feel? Slide the right ankle under the right knee. Bring the right hand inside the right foot. And walk the hands forward, coming down toward your forearms, using your blocks, your book as a prop. Inner thigh stretch on both legs. Breathe and notice. Walk the hands back. The knees, choose either which of those two poses you like better. The hips stay high and slide out into puppy pose, breathing into low back, or the knees splay out, the feet touch, and the glutes drop onto the heels and slide forward, wide knee child. Both are kind poses to the low back. See which one works best for you. Try it. Breathe and let go. On an inhale, slide forward so your shoulders come over your hands. Spread the hands wide. Keep the knees down if that feels good, or press into the dorsal side, the tops of the feet, rising into an up dog. Walk the hands back, coming into down dog. Rotate the elbows in. Press into the left foot. Raise the right foot towards sky. Bring it forward between your hands. The left foot meets right. Press down into the heels. Go down to inhale and rise up. Hands meet overhead. Let the hands come in prayer position before your chest. And breathe and notice. What am I feeling right now? Find your breath again. Notice the inhale and the exhale. I inhale. As I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. As I breathe out, I know I am breathing out. Thank yourself for coming to a little yoga practice today. And take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bow to your heart. May the light in me honor the light in each of you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Alex, for sharing your practice with us.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends, for our first episode of Mindfulness Tools for Mindful Living. Please join us next week. We'll have Don Sherling on board. Once again, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
for doing that little practice. You can pull that off for a few minutes in the middle of the day. Hopefully, bring your mats to your office. Yeah.
Sounds like a
Okay.
plan.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.